Welcome to Kamahl, Fist of Krosa. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, it looks great. Keep on this one in a heartbeat. It's one of those hands you get it and you're like, yes, snap, keep. And you're trying not to keep it quick. And like, let's say we're playing paper magic or something like that at a tournament. You definitely want to hide the joy look on your face. But yeah, I love it. 3 in Dynamo, Cultivate, 3 lands, Harmonize. Absolutely what you want in an opening hand. Do we go and get down the, I guess technically, Mosswort Bridge? Hideaway? Yeah, we're going to get that down. Get the hideaway going. It's going to enter the battlefield tapped, and then we can start getting some of our lands out from there. Let's see what we're going to hide under there. Mosswort Bridge is really fun. Really cool. All right, and our opponent's going to be right back, so I may just go, ooh, Crater Hoof. Yes, we're going to put Crater Hoof under the bridge. There we go. Go under there. And we'll put the rest on the bottom in any order, and then wait for our opponent to get back. Okay, and our opponent's going to get down the Death Storehouse, so they must have got back. But yes, so welcome to Kamahl. Let's go and cover Kamahl. So we're playing Kamahl, Fist of Krosa. 1 green mana activation. Target land becomes a 1/1 creature until end of turn. It's still a land. And then for 5 mana, creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. Got some good mono black versus mono green, which is always really exciting. I always like to, when you play mono colors, it's always fun to kind of get fun pairings like this. Playing against Anowon, the Rune Sage. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player sacrifices a non-vampire creature. All right, let's see what land our opponent searched up. That's going to be Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. All right, let's go and get down the forest. And there anything else that we need to go for 2? No, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. But yes, we did hit Crater Hoof off the Mosswort Bridge, so we can definitely keep it from our opponent that it's hiding underneath there. Sorry about that. I had to clear my throat for a second. But yeah, so I always love imagining, like when you get down Mosswort Bridge, it always makes me laugh imagining whatever creature you get under there, and especially something like Crater Hoof. As you can tell, if you use the trees for reference, Crater Hoof looks pretty big in that picture, and I like to imagine us trying to hide Crater Hoof under there, but our opponent can't see it probably. And our opponent does get down the Urborg, so let's go ahead and cross that off. I'm just going to go for Cultivate. I think that sounds pretty good. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. And now we're in the Urborg territory where everything's a swamp. We're going to go and grab forest, put that onto the battlefield, and then that goes into the hand. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, I think I covered the last part, but in case I didn't, 5 mana, creatures you control get +3/+. No, yeah, I did cover Anowon. I've been recording, this is about the 3rd or 4th time I've recorded Kamahl, so like the times that I've read it and covered everything. I can't remember if I started and stopped, but other than that, covering both Commander's free time, we can talk about whatever we want, and that's going to be some. But yeah, last week I had a family emergency, and that's why I kind of took last week off, and I really appreciate all the. Just want to say I appreciate the people who reached out to kind of check on me and see if everything was going okay. That was really nice to see that. Let's go and get down 3 Dynamo. That's going to be 1, 2. That's going to be 1 more. That's still going to give us access to 4 mana. Unfortunately, we need double green to go for Gurk, Wildspeaker, or Harmonize. But we're at turn 4. We've got a ton of mana on the battlefield. We're A-okay. I guess technically we could go and Green Sun Zenith for a creature. That's for 3. Yeah, let's just go and hold on to it. Maybe we might want a Green Sun Zenith for Avenger of Zendikar, especially if we're going to have to be sacrificing some stuff to our opponent's creature. So we're going to wait on that one. But yeah, long story short, last week I took the week off. We had a family emergency, and I got back into town Wednesday night, or I think Wednesday night. But yeah, if you're checking in, things are okay. They were just a little bit scary for a second, but things are a-okay. They're definitely getting better. And I'm being a little bit, private about that just because I want to respect the wishes of my family. But things are okay. They're getting better. It's just a few scary days. And but yeah, I hate to sound silly, but one of the main reasons why I made my channel was to make some Magic friends, and to kind of have y'all reach out and check on me, and yeah, that was really nice. Let's go ahead and go for Kamahl. I think I like that. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can somehow get down. Anowon does not have flying, so that's something we can definitely kind of work towards. Let's go ahead and go for Kamahl. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And the good thing about playing against mono black is that with Kamahl out there, if our opponent does go for some sort of spot removal, at least we can blast one of our opponent's lands and turn it into a creature. It's going to get the Tri-Builder down. It's going to be another 1, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. We'll figure out what exactly we're going to go for next turn. We have Primeval Bounty, so if we can actually start sequencing at the beginning of your upkeep, yeah. We'll go and sacrifice. Oh, dang it. Yeah. I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking it triggered during our upkeep, and I was thinking that we could do that. But yeah, we'll go and sacrifice the Tri-Builder. That's fine. And we do need to find a way to keep Kamahl down. So now with Green Sun Zenith, we'll definitely find something that's going to give us the best bang for the buck. One thing that, if we go for Avenger Zendikar, that's going to, yeah, we'll probably end up going for that. You know, sometimes you get into these weird holding patterns where I'm recording at this point right now, and I'm trying to not stretch the game out as long as possible, and I'm trying not to beat our opponent as quickly as possible. And typically, getting down Avengers in the car will kind of get some scoops sometimes, but with at least with Green Sun Zenith, I think we're going to end up going for that. Just to have enough creatures on the battlefield to take care of that Anowon. All right, opponent's going to go for the -2 on Liliana. Search your library for a card, then shuffle it and put it on top of it. But yeah, things are getting better. Long story short, and I'm back into the recording groove. In fact, I spent all day yesterday working on new thumbnails for the Dominaria, which I'm really excited to get that going. I'm not going to tell every single commander that I'm putting out, at least what I've got done in the books right now. But I will say that Yargle was the first thumbnail that I did. It is really cool. I'm pumped about Yargle. I wasn't really in much of a magic mood this past week, and in fact, I didn't really do anything until yesterday. But once I saw that Yargle was spoiled, I was just like, all right. Let's get back in it. Looks like a lot of fun. Let's do that. So let's go for Green Sun Zenith, and I'm going to double check real quick. Adventures in the car, because one of the worst things you could ever do with Green Sun Zenith is forget the converted mana cost. That's going to be 7 mana, and we'll have just enough of that. So that's going to be 1 for Green Sun Zenith and then 7. Okay, I like that. That way we don't miss out on anything. I'm just going to go for the Green Sun Zenith. There we go. Yeah, I'm looking at that right. That's going to be 1 green and then 7. Okay. That's going to give us just enough of a buffer to get a few more creatures on the battlefield. That way we can start sacking them to the Rune Sage. It's going to give us about, we're looking at 6 lands at this point right now, so that's 6 more creatures we can go for. We might be walking into a board wipe from our opponent, so who knows. Let's go ahead and go for the Avengers Zendikar. Where are you, buddy? There we go, Avengers Zendikar. We're going to get those plant tokens. Now, unfortunately, Craterhoof will have haste. It's going to be 6. They're sitting at 30. So I was thinking at some point, it's going to get those extra +1 counters on there. We do have total power 10 or greater. That's going to be 1, 2, and that's going to be 8, and that's going to be 9. Yeah, I was thinking we could rip Craterhoof off the Mossfort Bridge, but we'll get a really nice power and toughness bonus. It's really not going to help with this. Let's just go ahead and pass the turn at this point. And if our opponent does get some sort of board wipe, at least we'll have Kamahl to kind of blast our opponent's lands to kind of set them back just a little bit. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We'll see if we can't set up Craterhoof next turn. We'll be in a better spot to go for Craterhoof next turn, actually. So we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. We'll sacrifice one of the plant tokens, and then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, so I really wasn't much in a magic mood, but I got Yargle done, and I've got 5 other thumbnails done. So I've kind of got my work cut out for me for Dominaria. And then if you've been following some of my Brawl deck techs, Brawl is going to be coming out on Magic Online in actually a few days. So I'm really excited about that because I don't know. I'm really pumped about Brawl. A lot of these Brawl decks that I've been building, they feel like cube decks. Obviously we're building from a standard card pool, but one of the main reasons why I love 1 versus 1 commander is that a lot of these are kind of tend to feel like cube decks. They're just high powered cards. It's you versus your opponent. I love multiplayer commander, but at the same time, I love having fun in playing 1 versus 1 commander. And Brawl, it just kind of feels like I've seen them kind of market Brawl as a good multiplayer experience, but in my experience, one of the best things you can do in 1 versus 1 is a singleton format. Okay, whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Sorry about that. And then let's see. But yeah, at this point right now, we'll see what they searched up. They did get down the Resonator, so that's going to at least force us to start going for a few more activations. I think with them not going for a board wipe at this point, I kind of like ripping Craterhoof off the top. So let's see what we draw into. I may end up splicing another video together, but getting that lucky to hit Craterhoof off Mossfort Bridge was pretty nice. Let's see. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. It's going to be 5. Yeah, that's going to put them on having some sort of spot removal. So that's going to be 1, 2. That's going to leave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we can do is we can get a little bit of an extra activation off that if we want to. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's go and go for Mossfort Bridge. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so we're going to go for 1 activation off Craterhoof. Oh, yes, look at that. And I know our opponent's sitting there thinking probably, is this Craterhoof? If this is Craterhoof, this is dumb. Because I've thought that before. And because sometimes, you do a Mossfort, but yeah, we're going to cast Craterhoof. We're going for that. All right, so we're going to cast Craterhoof. It's going to enter the battlefield. Creatures get +X until end of turn. At this point right now, they don't really have much mana. So even if they do get some sort of spot removal going, we'll go ahead and animate some of these lands. We'll add 2 mana to our mana pool. and then target land becomes a 1/1 creature. I would just spread the wealth around just a little bit, just to kind of make sure we'll have a little bit of extra on the back end. You know, so let's say something does happen, we still have Harmonize to go for, and we'll go and make one more land off the additional. Oh dang it! I clicked on the wrong one. Either way, we should have enough on that one. All right, Creative is going to enter the battlefield. We're going to get that +X +X. That's going to be 1 2. Oh, look at that! All right, let's go and push across on this one. We're going to go and send the whole crew on this. That's going to be should be more than enough lethal. Attack with all creatures, and we're just going to send everybody in and our opponent on this one. We'll see how much lethal is, but yeah, you can see where getting down Crater Hoof with a bunch of creatures and using Kamahl's activated abilities always really nice. All right, put our opponent down to -80. So definitely shout out to our opponent for sitting through that combat damage coming through. Definitely appreciate that one. And in fact, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Kamahl, Fist of Krosa. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, let's go and mulligan. We've got one lander on this one. Doesn't seem that good. Yeah, I like this. We're one land away from Thrain Dynamo. I get Reclamation Sage to kind of stop any sort of artifacts from our opponent. Yeah, I like that. We'll go and keep on this one. And then we'll see if our opponent wants to mulligan past 6 or not. Eternal Witness. At this point right now, let's go and put that on the bottom. You know, if we had like a fetch land or something, I would definitely keep it. But at this point, we want to get to that 4 mana for Thrain Dynamo. Let's go and get the forest down. Then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. We're playing Kamahl, Fist of Krosa. 1 mana activation. Target land becomes a 1/1 creature until end of turn. It's still a land. Then for 5 mana, creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. Plus, going to get down a Rugged Highlands, entering the battlefield tapped, and they're getting ahead on land. I mean, on life totals, they're ahead, 31 to 30. What are we going to do? I was going to get the forest down, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. Play gets Sliver Overlord. We'll see if this is a more than likely it's 5-color slivers. Typically, you'll see Sliver Hive Queen be the 5-color good stuff commander, but hopefully, we'll see. Who knows? But yes, so we have Sliver Overlord, 5 mana. And let's see what we rip into. Let's go and get the, if we don't hit a land, we'll definitely be getting down these Scavenger Grounds. Draw into Ghost Quarter, okay. If we want to, we can use Ghost Quarter to kind of mess up with our opponent's mana. But at this point right now, let's go and get down Scavenger Grounds, and then we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. Playing it Sliver Overlord, 3 mana activation. Search your library for a Sliver card, reveal that card, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Then for 3 mana, gain control of target Sliver. This effect lasts indefinitely. All right, so we're going to get that down. And then I think that's, yeah, everything's good. We cover both commanders free time. We can talk about whatever we want, but that's going to be Dominaria. But yeah, I've been excited about Dominaria. This is, oh man, I'm not going to lie. This set getting released has really made me really excited about Magic. It's not that I was never not excited about Magic, but man, they just knocked it out of the park. So I haven't even played it, but I mean, it's just, it looks like an awesome set, and I can't wait to play it. There's, and kind of like they have a bunch of they just did everything right. It's just kind of one of those, like, I'm not sure if any of you have seen Samurai Jack, but long story short, with Samurai Jack, they you know, it was during my childhood, and Samurai Jack, they did like 4 or 5 seasons, and then it was canceled. They never picked it up. There was never an ending. And so like 10 or 15 years later, they hired the, you know, I'm kind of leaving out a few details, but the guy who created Samurai Jack, they hired him to do one more final season. And, you know, it's one of those things where, like, I remember reading something, like, one of my favorite movies is The Big Lebowski, and one of the things they talked about was doing a sequel to it, and it's kind of like, I don't think The Big Lebowski needs a sequel. I think it's fine as is. And same thing with Samurai Jack. You know, I was happy to hear that they were going to do an ending for it, but at the same time, I was kind of like worried. I was like, you know, I know Samurai Jack in my childhood. I hope this translation, you know, it's been almost 10 or 15 years since they've done this. I'm worried that it's not going to be as good as the original show was. And my gosh, they just, I mean, knocked it out of the park. It was amazing. It was, and I'll kind of explain that a little bit more, actually. So we're sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 8 total mana at this point right now. Reclamation Sage on the Darksteel Ignite wouldn't do that, gets indestructible. I guess at this point right now, we could go for Zendikar's Royal to get a few lands onto the battlefield. We still have Ghost Quarter on the Chancery if we want to blast that, kind of set them back on mana. But since we're so ahead, let's just simply go and get down Kamahl. I think I like that. It'll be 1, 2. And then tap out for 1 more. Let's go and tap out on these Scavenger Grounds. There we go. Get down Kamahl, and then anything else, we'll go and pass the turn. Hopefully we can catch something off the Reclamation Sage, and then we'll be able to kind of go from there. But yeah, with Samurai Jack, so whenever they did the final season, they just knocked it out of the park. I mean, it was beautiful. The series, Samurai Jack, the original series, anybody could watch it. My niece could watch it, or like a child could watch it, and same thing with an adult. It's very pleasing on the eyes. Samurai Jack's tends to be a pretty good role model in most of the episodes, and it's just really good television. And then when they did the new series, they did the series for the people who watched it. Let's say that you were 15 to 25 when you watched the original Samurai Jack series. Now you're, late 20s, late 30s watching the final season, and then they made they made the last season um, scale to that age or whatever, to where it dealt with more adult themes, and it dealt with Samurai Jack not knowing who he was and kind of being in this depressed state, which is so not what Samurai Jack was about. But long story short, it really appealed to the audience that watched Samurai Jack when they were younger. And long story short, bringing it all full circle with Dominaria, that old set, it just really has that old school magic feel, and especially with Richard Garfield being back over there. All right, now we did draw into Tooth and Nail. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're actually just one more away from that. Let's go and do this. Let's go and go for the Zyndakar's Royal. That's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We'll be able to get down Reclamation Sage. We can also go for, I kind of like that. Well, Reclamation Sage on the Golgari Clue Stone. We'll go and blast that one. Yeah, that way we kind of get rid of that extra mana. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, we do have Tooth and Nail that we can go for. It's going to allow us to get at least, something like Avengers Zendikar and Crater Hoof on the battlefield. So we'll see if we want to go for that. We may kind of play it out just a little bit more. It's always fun to kind of play against Slivers. But yeah, long story short, we're Dominaria. And it has that old school feel. And I don't know, I'm just really excited to play it. In fact, I mentioned in my earlier video, Yargle is the very first thumbnail that I pulled up. Look at that. Oh god, I can't wait to play with Yargle. I don't know, it's just like a 9/3 with no abilities. And in fact, the funny thing about Yargle is that Yargle doesn't have any abilities. It just has the there we go. Sorry, but might have been a noise in there. I don't know if it's recording my desktop audio, but something just blasted my speakers, my headphones. But the fun thing about Yargle is he has no abilities, but he has like a wall of flavor text. And so I'm gonna be reading that. That's going to be what I'm going to, instead of reading, like we read Kamahl, where like target land becomes 1/1, it's still a land. Then for 5 mana, they get +3/+3. So as far as Yargle, I'm going to be reading his rules text as his, setting the scene for it. But yeah, with Yargle, basically I'm doing kind of like a, what is it? I'm doing like Voltron. You got to get Rock Hypnotoad. You got to go Voltron once you get another legendary frog creature. So you got to do that. All right. Opponent's going to get down Sliver Overlord. Now, as far as the plays that we go next turn, if we don't hit that land for Tooth and Nail, we have Beast Within on Sliver Overlord. And let's see, we can run into a forest. Okay, let's go and get the forest down. If we end up going for that, we're going to get a 2/2 Elemental. I've been playing a lot of Kamahl, and Tooth and Nail and Crater Hoof tends to be one of our main winning conditions. I'm trying to figure out if this is exactly what we're going to go for, at least at this point right now. Yeah, we'll go and go for that. Yeah, with Slivers, if they untap with that activation, I mean, Slivers gets way out of hand. If I was playing against anybody else, I would probably not do that. But yeah, we need to close this one out. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be Crater Hoof, Avengers Zendikar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be enough coming across. Let's go and do that. We're going to go for Tooth and Nail Entwine. Let's go and pop this out a little bit. Let's go and go for that Avengers Zendikar. And we're going to go and grab that Crater Hoof. I know this is standard mono green stompy win condition, but so is getting a bunch of Slivers out there. All right, we're going to put them onto the battlefield. Get the Crater Hoof trigger first. We'll get the Avenger of Zendikar trigger. Plus X the number of creatures. Oh, there we go. All right, let's go and swing in with Kamahl. Swing in with Kamahl, swing in with Reclamation Sage. We're going to swing in with Crater Hoof. Now, they all have trample, so we're sure going to be able to close this one out. I was thinking like they might be able to chump block, but no, you got 16, 13s, 15s coming across. There we go. We're going to be able to close it out. And then, good game to our opponent. It's always fun playing against Slivers, but I've definitely been on the other end of some Slivers before to where they get out of hand really quick. But yeah, let me pull up Yargle. This is a little bit shorter video. But yeah, I'm really excited about Yargle. It's going to be Voltron, and you got a lot of artifacts in there. There's a lot of cool stuff like Cover of Darkness, where like name a creature type and it gets fear. And another thing that I'm doing with Yargle is that I'm going to be doing a lot of the stuff like Dying Wish, which is really a lot of fun. Dying Wish is like, put it on the creature. Whenever this creature dies, target player loses X life, where X is its power. So I'm basically, I found all the black X spells that deal damage based on a creature's power. Just stuff like Essence Harvest and different things like that. So it's pretty cool to kind of get that going. But it felt good to get back in the swing of things with Magic. And definitely ready to get Dominaria stuff rolling for y'all. And that's enough rambling for now. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.